All right, gang, welcome back to our Frugal Millionaire Challenge on Mazo. Last episode, we made some really good progress. We've got some new stuff. We've got charcoal. I don't know why, but I have got a bunch of trees over here. I haven't sold them. I just wanted to show you selling a bunch of trees, I guess. The last episode, we got our charcoal factory here, which I'm so excited about. I love charcoal. I also have some more trees here loaded up, ready to go, so we can turn those in when need be. We've got a number of pallets of charcoal here to sell as well. And the price is just constantly going up for those, so that's good. Now, today, it is actively snowing, as you can see. I have cleared out a lot more trees. I'm sure you can easily tell right now by the way we're heading towards our crop field here. As far as today goes, what I would like to do, honestly, is try to get another plot of land. There are a number of them around us that are ready to harvest. They're not outrageously expensive, but they are a little bit out of our price range. So, 48 right there for 245. 150 is 49. It has some trees, that's why it's a little bit more. So they're not too far out of our range. Now, ideally we get one with more trees. Like I said, if we can get like 233 or even 199, these would be great, but they're so expensive. We're not going to be anywhere near that anytime soon. 209 we can definitely get probably today very easily with doing a few contracts. We might even be able to get 140 in 245 and 150 or 140 and 23, whichever way you're looking at it. We might even be able to get those. I think it just depends, right? So we kind of have to think about what we want to do today. I'd also ideally like to start getting rid of a lot of these trees and these stumps, right? So that would require that we at least rent one item. I don't know for sure. I'm doing 3 of these episodes kind of back to back, so unfortunately I really haven't had the discussion yet with everybody else that's doing it, but I don't know for sure if it's cheating when you rent a specific item. Like, for example, if I rented this $15,000 John Deere skid steer, if renting an attachment for it, because you'd have to have something to attach to it to actually be able to utilize it, if that's considered cheating or if that's not, you know what I mean? Because I'm in a little bit of a unique situation. Everybody else could literally just rent multiple things because they have the rent to own option. I don't have that. So I think what I'm going to do personally, I'm going to make this decision. At least at the time of this recording, I'm the only one on console doing this challenge. I'm going to say if it's something like a skid steer where you cannot really use the skid steer unless you have an attachment for it, you're allowed to get one, but only one. So, for example, I couldn't go in here and rent. I couldn't rent this bucket, and then I couldn't rent this fork, and then I couldn't rent, the bag handler, whatever. I couldn't rent multiple things at the same time. I'd have to return one of them. So that's what my I guess, addition to this challenge will be for any console players that decide to take it up. So if we rent this today, it's $765. Renting the mulcher, I believe was about 200 and something. It might be a little more than that, actually, now that I'm looking at the price. 484. So it's going to be about $1,200-$1,300 to rent it. Not too bad. Definitely something we could absolutely do today if we sold some more trees. And we have those trees to sell right now. But I don't really... Well, I guess I can, but I was going to hopefully save some money up here and hopefully buy a plot of land. Like I said, it just depends, right? We're going to have to get rid of more trees. We do have plenty of trees. I can show you. It may not seem like it because we've cleared out a lot, but there's 4 trees here, actually, we probably could cut. I don't know if I want to, but, well, actually, we might have more than that. No, probably not. That's probably it. But anyway, because I think I cut this one, so maybe I can cut all these. Well, anyway, there's probably, 6 to 10 trees right there that we could cut if we wanted to. I was wanting to kind of keep them, at least for now, until we make our mind up about what we want to do over here by the lake we created, which I have plans for that today, too. I don't know if we'll get to it, but I have plans for that, too. This tree we cannot cut. I have tried it, so that kind of seems like our line is like right in here somewhere. But if we look over here on this side, we have all of these trees leading all the way up to here. So there's still quite a number of trees. We have plenty of trees in our charcoal factory for now. We will need more eventually, but for now there's plenty. So we could definitely sell another, 10 of these trees out of here and still be perfectly fine. So yeah, we've got some number of things to do to accomplish today for sure. But really, I think if we're able to get another field today, that would be great. So as far as the weather goes, the snow will stop around 11, 12 o'clock, something like that. So we may have to speed up time because we may run out of things to do here, but let's get a few of these things accomplished, like selling some trees. I'll probably have to get some more. I don't think this is going to be enough to buy another plot of land. It's not. 33,000. We need, what was the cheapest one? Was it this one? I think it was 48,000 for that, or 49,000 for that. Or we can buy this one, which is not ready yet, but it is sunflowers, and so sunflowers are going to cost us more to harvest. There is a tiny little field here. I don't know what it is. 23,000. We could buy that right now. Maybe we buy that one. I mean, it's super tiny. We're probably not going to make a whole lot of money off of it, but what is it? Is that carrots? I think it's carrots. I think it's carrots. We can't do carrots. We just simply cannot do carrots right now. So that's not going to work. What else can we get? Is there any other ones that are reasonably priced? This one we could probably get. What is that? Oat? I hope that's oat. That might be oat, or it might be carrots. I don't know. Let's take a little visit here. Let's walk over there and see if we can figure it out. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Jump the neighbor's fence. They won't mind. Looks like oat. That's definitely oat. Which is good. We could definitely do that. It's a little bit of a drive from our yard, but it's not too bad. Ooh, yield bonus 18%. That's pretty bad. Oof. I don't even know if it's worth picking up at that price. It's probably just because it's getting so late in the season here, right? But it is a big field, though. Man, that's a big field. Well, I say it's big. It's about the same size as the one we have over here. It's probably almost identical. Let's keep looking here real quick, gang. I know this might not be exactly what you want to watch here at the beginning, but let's just see if there's anything else we can find that's within reason. I mean, we could buy that one. We can't put anything in it, but that's got some trees we could get for sure. 48,000. All right, well, I think we know what we have to do, gang. I think we have to sell trees no matter what we do, right? We're going to get rid of those charcoal bricks right now as well. I'm going to have to drop this really quick and move the drill out of the way. But that little John Deere, a skid steer, should, I haven't tested it, maybe I should, but it should, in theory, be able to pull the mulcher. And if it can pull the mulcher, it's great, because we can get rid of all these other little trees we can't cut down. We can get rid of all these stumps off the ground. We can try to get rid of these twigs off the ground, too. It's going to be a lot of work. Like, that's going to be like a whole episode by itself right there, just doing that. But really, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't spend some of this money that we've gained here. I'm going the wrong way with it, dummy. Come on, see? Get it together. I'd be remiss if I did not try to buy another plot of land right now. It's just going to set us up for, you know, success in the future here for sure. Like I said, we can do some contracts. That's certainly can do that. Let's see if we can get rid of any of these. I don't know if we can or not. Nope, we can't. All right, well, we're going to have to try to get in here without causing mayhem to those trees. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. We're going to have to drive kind of right over one. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get out of here. Oh, now I've got the whole gator stuck. Oh, boy. There we go. That's not going to be the most perfect situation, but it'll work. It'll work. We'll be able to at least push them out of here for now. So my other idea for today, and it's going to require some more money, like I said, so I'm hoping we can get a plot of land and we can harvest it, and then we can utilize that money to do my other idea here. But I'd like to do some coffee I have never done coffee before. I don't know if any of you have done coffee or not, but I would like to do coffee. There's a greenhouse, basically, of sorts that allows you to do coffee. I think that would be something fun, something unique, different, that we've never done. And just see how that goes for us. Another constant income for us. That's the main reason why, well, not the main reason we're going to do other greenhouses, I mentioned that already, but that's one of the main reasons why we put in that lake there at the end of the, well, I guess it's a pond, really. The pond at the end of the last episode, right? $1,491, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We'll still need some trees, but we'll at least be able to get rid of some of these. We're going to have to flip that back up, I think. Hopefully this snow doesn't stick too much. If it does, we're going to be in trouble. You're going to have to definitely find a alternative to just using this. We're going to need to get like some fork or something as well. We need to buy something with that in mind. It should get us close to $40,000, which I think was one of the ones we could buy, was around $40,000. I don't think it's ready to harvest yet, but it's one of the ones we could buy. I wonder if I could... I don't think I've ever tried it. I don't know if it'll work. Nope, it won't work. Okay, never mind. I thought maybe that would be a different idea to try. If I try to lasso that up. Alright, let's see if we can get around this here. We can flip it back up on its uprights so we can sell it. Perfect. Alright, we're at 40,786. That definitely allows us to buy the plot I was talking about, 209, easily. Easily buy that one. Ideally, I want this one or this one, right? I think they're both in okay shape right now. So let's see what's out as far as a contract goes. Maybe we can just do a contract to clean this up a little bit. So we've got some harvesting contracts we can do. We don't want to harvest our field, obviously, that we want to buy, but there are some here we can harvest and make some money out of it. But no matter which one of these we do, right, we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to wait till the snow stops. So, let me tell you what, gang. Let's get some more trees here. We'll sell some more trees, and then I might speed time up a little bit. We'll see where we're at as far as time goes, and then we'll figure it out. All right, we got three more. Two bigger ones, two spruces, and then I don't know what the other one is. No, the other one doesn't make us that much money, honestly. Probably for the remainder of the time, the other ones, if we ever need to sell any, we probably won't sell those. We'll probably save those for the charcoal. Just because they don't make us as much money, because I think it's mostly because they're not straight. They're very wiggly. You can see it right there, how it's not a very straight piece of wood, and I know the straighter the piece of wood, the more money you make. But regardless, it's still three more pieces of wood that we can sell, we can make. We also have another pallet of charcoal to sell, so that's another 1,400 bucks. Still probably won't get us there, but at least will get us to a point where we can do a contract and probably buy one of those fields then. The snow has stopped. You can see that we did speed time up a little bit there. We're up at almost 1 o'clock now. And it is November, so we don't have a whole lot of daylight, so we really need to get going here as much as we can. And try to accomplish at least a couple of our objectives, right? Get in the field and potentially get in the coffee as long as we can afford it. 7,804, that's perfect. One more pallet here, let's get that in. And then we'll look at the contract here. Quick save. Let's just find a decent harvesting contract we can do that'll make us a decent amount of money. Owner of field 232. Where is that at? 232. ideally, it's something maybe over in here, right? 235. It's got to be close to here. 235, 223, 232. It's not. It's way down here. Okay, that's not going to work. 226. Maybe 49. 49 looks good. Let's look at 49. That might be closer to where we're talking about. 47, 46, 47, 49. Yep, we'll do 49. We'll grab 49. Let's go ahead and do it now. Borrow items for sure. Alright. It's active. We can get that done today. And hopefully, after getting that one, maybe we have to sell one more tree or one more pallet minus, not including the one I'm pushing right now of charcoal. Maybe we'll get there where we can buy a plot of land. And ideally, we buy that plot of land and we probably harvest it in the next episode, but we'll have to see. We might harvest it in this episode, it just depends, right? But if we harvest in this episode, we're not going to have a whole lot to do in November of the next episode, so kind of have to try to split this one up as much as I can to try to keep you interested, try to keep things fresh and clean here. I've mentioned that in my post that I think it's going to be a difficult challenge to try to keep you interested because it's hard difficulty. We're not making a ton of money. We're not making tons of progress here. It's a slow, steady progress. I think $50,000 may, it just might. It does. It gives us enough to buy one of these. Now, which one do we want? I guess what we should do here... Let's unload that for... I'm going to leave it there for now. I was going to return it, but I'm going to wait for a minute. Let's wait. Because we might want to use it again here. But let's go look at this field, and then let's go look at that field and see which one has a better yield. Because that's really... Even though the other one has trees, that's what we want. We want the best yield. This one has a 60% yield bonus. Not too bad. And we can look for another collectible today, too. We know where a few of them are. Don't really want to drive out of my way to go get it, but, you know, we have to. This one, here we go. 83%. This is the one we want. We're buying this one. Although our money is going down quickly. Well, we can wait. We don't have to buy it right now. Let's just leave the tractor right there, the Gator right there. It's not going to have any issue. I think since this is so close, I'm going to attempt to not even put this on the trailer. I'm just going to try to drive it out there and hope I don't have any run-ins with any of the cars. 49. So yeah, it's the one you can see right there. So we can just drive across this neighbor's field here because it's all plowed up. There's nothing in it. It's not going to harm it. It's literally just a quick turn and we're there. So this will at least give us a little bit of funds to be able to pay for the loan, right? Because we've got a loan still we haven't paid anything off of. Oh, Byron, don't you start, buddy. Don't you start. But this will give us a little bit of funds when we buy that plot of land to, you know, have a little bit of cushion, I guess I should say. So we probably won't put this on a worker. We'll probably do this ourselves more than likely. This is a very weeded up field. He's not going to get a very good yield out of this. So we probably won't make a whole lot off of this field, unfortunately. But the contract was decent. We do have to lose about $400 and some odd because we're, you know, borrowing his items. But it'll be money nonetheless that we can utilize and we actually really need right now. So we'll go around the headland here like we normally do. I don't want to waste any if I can help it. We'll probably throw a little quick time lapse in here. Get this done. It's not a huge field. It's a very long field, but it's not a huge field. It's probably 8 passes up and down, right? So yeah, let's get it done, gang. And I'll be back with you guys when it's all said and done. All right, gang, that was admittedly a much longer time lapse of doing that field than I was expecting. But we got it done. We do still have some in the harvester, so we're going to have to make a second trip. This is extremely heavy. As you can see, the tractor is having a hard time getting up to speed here, but we're making it. We've got to go all the way down to the grain elevator, which we've gone to once before. We do know that there are 2 collectibles down here, so we might as well pick one of those up while we're here. And see what kind of money we make. I would suspect that everything that's in the trailers here is all going to be going towards the actual contract itself. I suspect a good chunk of what's in the harvester will be what we get left over. I think there's like 20-something%, so I would expect 5% of that, probably 4%, to be ours. Because they always give you a little bit of bonus. We'll hang a left here. I bet there's one in there. I haven't really looked in that one. But again, we're not really like going way out of our way to try to find them. Just whenever we see something that potentially could have one, we can stop and look if we don't have one that day. Excuse me. Or we can just stop and look in general, right? But we just can't pick it up. Had a little issue trying to get these connected. I think you saw it. I had to kind of push the trailer into it. It wasn't the best use of this, but I got it to work. Look, there's one right there. Let's just pick that one up. We know where the other ones are up here. That one was an easy one to miss. Looks like it's a sheep. Yep, 8 more sheep to find. Nice. Puts us at 50,000, which should be plenty for us to buy that field. But we've got a lot of things to buy. The good thing is, since we are doing seasons, right, we can't do a whole lot right now. I mean, I could put oil rapeseed in there, but, I mean, I don't really need to. There's really no point to. But we've got to get some other items, right? We're going to need them. We've got to get a drill or a cultivator, at least at a minimum. We need a sprayer. We have the fertilizer already. We already have the drill. I'm at the right spot, right? This is the grain elevator, I think. Let me just verify. Yes, it is. Okay, good. It'd be my luck is that there's 2 of them that are very similarly named, and I go to the wrong one. And now for the next one. Get out and try to get back there and watch this one. These are nice trailers, though. I like them. Hard to get them connected together, but 91%. So yeah, like I said, most of the stuff that's actually still in the harvester is going to be for us, which is good. So let's get back there. Let's get this filled up, and then I'll see you when we're all back here at the grain elevator. All right, we're pulling up here, gang. This is it. So we should get a little bit of profit out of this. Excuse me. Yeah, 1,284 bucks, and then we can get out of that, and we can return everything and get our rest of our money. Plus another 1,732 bucks puts us up to 53,939. Fantastic. So let's jump into here. We can go ahead and buy this field now. These is $4,071. It should, air quotes, you can't see them, but it should give us enough to lease a harvester again. Yeah, 969. Yep, we'll definitely be able to lease a harvester. But to do that, we need to return our forestry equipment. So, I think what I want to do before we return that, I want to take a look at this field really quick. I want to see what kind of trees we got. I don't know where my line is. Looks like it's just to the left of where I'm at, so probably this tree and left. So it's mostly the little crooked trees. There's a few decent spruce trees, but mostly the crooked trees, so they're not going to pay us a ton of money. And we're way past our line already. Way past it. So there's not that many trees there, actually. It's a pretty severe hill. There's probably not a whole lot else we can do on this, except for put trees in. And maybe eventually, well, not even maybe eventually. I plan to eventually get the piece of equipment, I'm blanking on the name right now, I'm sorry, that allows us to plant trees, little baby trees, and let them grow, and they can grow up to be very tall, and obviously I'd plant spruce trees, because they're the straightest trees, and they become the biggest tree. It takes them a long time, but it does. So that's probably what we'd have to do with this plot of land here, unless we did some major land work, which I don't really want to do either. So, let's return this. After seeing that, we can come back to it, or, well, it's not even we can come back to it. We're going to rent it again eventually. We have to. But let's get our harvester here. We're probably going to utilize the same one we just did. It's the cheapest one. So it just makes sense. I'm not even going to worry about, with the exception of bumping this up because it holds more, I'm not even going to worry about the colors or anything. I don't know why I did the first time. I guess just because it's a habit and I want to see everything. And I'll put the cabin on. Otherwise, I'm not worrying about it. We're just going to utilize it as it is because it doesn't make a difference anyway. We're leasing it. We're going to return it. So, just under $1,000. And then we're going to... I actually might lease the bigger one here. Although the small one is probably the smarter bet. 229. 331. So, $100 more. To take slightly less time, but not really. Let's just get the small one. Alright. So let's go ahead and get this sucker back, and we'll get started. Well, if I can... I did this the last time, I think, too. This thing sticks out further. The ladder there sticks out further than I expect. And I keep running into the header. Just destroying and ruining our heather before we even begin. I'll see you guys at our new plot of land. Alright, gang, we're pulling up here to our new plot of land. I know I mentioned that I might save this for the next episode to harvest, but, in day 2 of November, but, we're going to get it done today. We need the money. I told you I want to put in, coffee. We might have to wait on the coffee until the next episode, because, well, I could put in a very small production of coffee, but I want the bigger one, and it's just under 10 grand. We may get that from these soybeans, but I don't know yet. No matter what we do, when we finish this, if we put the coffee in, we're not going to have a whole lot to do in the next episode. Which I think is probably the biggest problem with this series for me. I get so much done in one... I think the main reason why we're doing it, though, is in case it does snow or rain, like it did today, and it prevents you from being able to harvest, you can jump to the next day, right? So, I think based off of that, and I said at the very beginning that I'm going to put in at least a rule for my playthrough here that I'm going to allow myself to do one episode per both days of the month, so November day 1, November day 2. If I wanted to, in the last 2 episodes, I could have did that in the one episode, October day 1, October day 2, but we had enough to do there that I split it up. So that might be what we end up doing here. We might go ahead and harvest this now. The reason we're going to harvest it now is because soybeans are still dropping. They're not going to be good till the middle of the summer. I'm not going to sit here and wait to sell them. I don't have a silo or anything built. I could build one, certainly, but I don't have one at current, so we're just going to sell it. Make a little bit of the money that we spent on the field back. And when we're done selling it here, we'll skip to day 2 of November. And we'll see what is in store for it. We'll see if maybe we can do the coffee, like I said. It may be a little bit shorter on day 2 because of that reason, but I don't really think that's a problem, right? based off of everything I just said. I don't think that's a problem at all. Sorry about the camera angle here, gang. It's a little hard to see with that tree in the way, and I didn't really want as much as I can to prevent you guys from seeing tree branches. I would say the size of this field is similar to the one we have up there. It's not exactly the same, but I would say it's similar. So ideally, because these winter months are so difficult, you really can't plant anything. What my goal here is to try to continue to do any contracts that are up there, which are probably going to be constantly plowing contracts. Do any of those that we can in the next couple of winter months that we're going to be dealing with, and trying to put down different placeables that will be bringing in money for us, right? That'll constantly bring in money for us. That's kind of where my goal is here. And we'll try to buy, you know, fields as much as we can during this time period, but you know, it's going to be far and few between. Maybe we might still be able to get sunflowers, that one little tiny sunflower field next episode. We might be able to get that one. It's going to require us to sell some more trees for sure, but we might be able to get that one. We could probably source that from our hill right here. Like I said, there's not that many trees, but we probably can get enough to get us to that point. When you factor in selling all of the coal and what hopefully will be the coffee here before this episode's over, right? But we'll have to see. So I probably won't put a time-lapse in here, gang. That one time-lapse I did of the harvesting was quite long. I might just do a few jump cuts here. And get the field done. I guess I could turn the light on, probably be better. It's a little dark with the trees and everything, and being November to begin with, the sun is not as bright because it doesn't go up as high as it normally does, right? Farther away from the sun. Well, I guess it does go up as high as it normally does. It's just we're further away from the sun, so it takes longer for sunlight to get to us. I think you get what I meant, though. I hope you get what I meant. People in the comments yelling at me. That's not correct. Yeah, I know. It's a really bright light, though. If you look at that light right now, man, that thing is bright. It's like a yellow, though. It's like a yellow bright. It doesn't look like it when you look at it from this angle, but off of the crop, it's a little yellowish. Nope. I think we just killed some crop. We did. Dang it. I was trying to do something else and I screwed it up. Oh well. Nearly full here, gang. We're going to have to go pick up our trailer. And we're going to have to go make some selling. Make some selling. To go do some selling. Make some selling. We still got a lot of the field to do. So, it was the smart play picking this one because of the yield. That yield bonus is really going to help. It's unfortunate that soybeans are not really worth a whole lot right now, but that's alright. It's better than no money, right? So I was talking about, over the next several months, just working on the yard and the entire land and everything that we have. And what I mentioned there early on, right? Grabbing the little tiny John Deere skid steer and the mulcher, right? That's going to be part of that objective, right? Because we got to help get rid of... We've got to get rid of all these tree stumps and everything else that's causing us mayhem here, so we can ideally turn part of this into, a yard, the flat part, and then maybe even make another field or even expand this field. I mentioned I already wanted to expand the field out to here, towards the edge of our land, our property, but we've got that whole section up there with all those trees we have yet to cut down that we need to do something with as well, right? So Now, hopefully, the soybean price is pretty close in comparison to our sell everything container and the other sell points on the map, right? Because if it is, it's going to save us a ton of time. This thing always has issues for whatever reason. I don't know why. With dumping it in there. I think the trigger for the actual coffin trailer is so tiny that it has to be like absolutely perfect or you're going to miss it. And it does take a while too, right? So that's the biggest problem with this harvester. That's why I really didn't want to use it again, but it's so cheap we kind of have to for right now. Why is it not... It's not even turning on. Which is problem number one. What is happening right now? What is going on with this thing? I can't even get my product out. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on here, gang. It's just very, very finicky. That's all it is. It's just very finicky with that, the hitbox for it is just, it's so tiny. I've got to get another trailer. We've got to. That's a necessity here very soon. Alright, we need to go sell this. And probably figure out where the hell I'm going first, shouldn't I? Come on, Z, get together. So everything is $4 less than the grain elevator. It's much closer. We're just going to go to it. $4. I'm not worried about $4. I mean, I am. $4 would be nice, don't get me wrong, but it's really not going to make that big of an effect change for this. Right? I mean, we're going to miss like 30 bucks out of this probably. Maybe 40. Not much. The wear and tear, the gas, everything else that we would have to... Whoa! We just mounted the Gator. Might as well turn the beacon on and everything else on, because we're going to be going back and forth here for a little bit. This is good. This is making us money. This is good. This is what we want. That was 1,544. We're probably going to get 8 to 10,000, I would think, out of that. Right? Something along those lines. Because there's still a good amount of the field to do. The harvester still has plenty in there. It's going to be another mess of trying to get this to unload in here. That trigger is just so ridiculously touchy. And then it did no problem there. Of course. Of course. Well, let's get going here. We're running out of daylight here. We gotta get the rest of this done, Z. I mean, they are going up, though, so maybe I should wait since it's going up. Well, maybe the last trailer load we'll wait and just see what happens, right? Maybe we'll wait to sell it. Well, probably won't, because our plan was to move on to the next day of November anyway, right? So we probably won't. Because the next day of November will allow us to gain some productions in regard to specifically the charcoal, right? So that's extra money, which should, in theory, when this field's done and we sell everything, it should, in theory, allow us to be able to buy the coffee production that I want to do. Uh-oh, snow's coming. We gotta hurry. We gotta hurry. Alright, gang, we're nearly done here. We've got one more pass here, pretty much. I think what I'm going to do, since we're having such issues with that trailer and the trigger point for it, I'm just going to, when we're finished here, drive the harvester up to our selling point. It's not too far away. We should be able to sell it all at the same time, with the exception of what's actively in our our coffin trailer, that's what we're going to call it, right, at current. And then we should hopefully, right, hopefully, be able to save ourselves a little bit of time and wear and tear on the tractor, or the John Deere Gator. We probably will also, even though I mentioned about buying that to begin with and feeling like I'm going to waste money, we're probably going to sell it. As much as I would like another field, I just don't see us being able to get one until it's probably time for us to start, you know, drilling these fields. So, I mean, maybe we will. Maybe we will. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But regardless, we're going to need a bigger trailer than that as we continue our quest here. So, let's just go ahead and take this up there. It goes at 13 miles per hour anyway, so it's not too bad. It's not blistering fast by any means. Uh-oh. Scarlet and Byron meeting up with each other, trying to squash me. Evil. It's crazy seeing the landscape here of this. That was a relatively thick forest that's now been chopped up and all opened up. It's unique. It's different. When we get rid of all the other trees that we can't actually cut, that's going to be really helpful. It's going to look completely different once again. All right, let's see what we get here. Looks like I'm going to be about spot on there. Going to be about at 8,000 when I turn in the rest of it. Alright, so we can go ahead and return that now. We don't need that anymore. Oh, I'm going to the wrong thing here, first of all. Come on, Z, get it together. Return. Perfect. Alright, let's get this back over there. 871 liters in here, so it won't be $8,000 like I had hoped to get to, but, you know, we'll be probably about 7,000. Definitely a little frame rate dropping on this map as well. It seems to happen a lot. I don't know if it's a console issue, or if it's just in general, but hopefully you bear with that a little bit. It's not too bad, but it definitely happens from time to time. There's too many textures to try to render. Whoa, he mounted me again. Alright. Yep, $7,336. Not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and sleep and go to the next day here. And our worst fears have come true. It snowed a lot. A lot. We've got snow everywhere. I am not even sure we're actually going to be able to put anything down with the snow. We might have to move the snow out of the way. First things first, let's try to get some more of this wood in there. Some of it went in for sure. Good deal. We have 4 more pallets of here to sell. So that's going to make us some money. But we're going to have to get our winch again to be able to make any money right now. I suspect, you know, there's still ones that are ready to harvest, so we can still buy another one. But we don't have enough money to buy one, but we could. I'm saying, if we did have the money, we could. We don't have enough money to do, well, we do, but we don't have enough money to do what I want to do in regard to the coffee, right? We can do the smaller production, but that's not what I want to do. I want to do the bigger one. To do that, we also need to get a water trailer, right? So we're going to have to look at water trailers. I don't know for sure. I guess I kind of do, but some maps allow you to put productions down when it snows and some don't. I don't know if that's going to be the case on this one or not. But no matter what we do, we've got to at least either, well, we've got to rent the winch. I'm not going to buy the winch, even though I probably should buy it since we're utilizing it so much. We're not going to buy it just yet. I guess the other thing I could look at is getting a plow or a shovel for the back of the Gator or the front of the Gator, either one. And we could utilize that to push some of the pallets around. I just know that the forks is not going to work because I did it in the Gator challenge that I did on my channel. And it does not go all the way down to the bottom. So you have to buy the special one, which is like $10,000 to get it to move all the way to the ground utilizing the Gator. Now, if we had a tractor, we wouldn't have this issue, right? But I mentioned already in the first episode, I don't really want to get a Gator yet. I plan on, or a Gator. I don't want to get a tractor yet. I plan on getting one, 100%. But I don't. I think the way to win this, well, I say win it like it's a challenge or a competition. It's not. But the way to succeed in this is to utilize the Gator as much as you can early on, right? So that's what we're going to do. Let's repaint it and let's sell it for $703. We didn't lose that much on it, actually. It was only $900, so we really didn't lose that much on it. We'll take it. Doesn't mean we don't have a trailer now, but we can get one later on. Let's rent. Ooh. Well, we can't buy it. Although that would be great to have on the farm. That would make all of our worries go away if we had that. Man, that would be great to have that. It really would. Oof. I don't know how we get that. I guess we have to do contracts. It's the only way we could get it, right? And contracts, we'd have to do a bunch of them to get it. So I don't think it's even. I don't even know why I'm even considering going in here and looking. Oh, that would do it. Well, no, it wouldn't. But it would get us close enough after. By the time we sold the charcoal, it probably would get us there. Yeah, I guess we'll have to let it go, unfortunately. That's too bad. I really would like to have that. That would help us out a lot on the yard, but... Or the farm, excuse me, not the yard. But yeah. Yeah. Just not gonna work. 382 should be back here. It is. Perfect. Maybe we'll get there if we sell some wood. Maybe we'll get there today. I don't know. We'll see. It kind of goes against everything I was saying I was going to do anyway, though. Like I said, I wanted to, you know, save some money up so we can eventually get the John Deere skid steer and, you know, the mulcher, because we need to do some cleanup work around the yard. We also need to get a plow or a cultivator, like I mentioned, something that we can create fields with. So as much as I wanted, I just don't think it's a smart investment right now. Eventually we will get something like that, whether it's that or, you know, the skid steer or whatever it may be. But I think from the perspective of what I just mentioned, right, I think that a skid steer of some sort, regardless if it's the John Deere or another one that's maybe in the sale market, is the better choice, because that way we could utilize that mulcher, right? That mulcher is going to be key for this series. Really, we should buy it. We should also buy this winch, but we keep renting it, so... Mostly because it's a very inexpensive thing to rent. Now, when we move these charcoals out of the way, we should be able to get our goal here. We should be able to get the coffee production. Kind of move that out of the way a little bit more is all I was trying to do there. We won't put them in there. I'm thinking maybe one of them would accept one of them, but not both of them, certainly. Having the fertilizer sitting out in the snow is probably not the most ideal situation, but we'll have to let it go. Have to let it be for now. So our little pond here looks pretty cool with the snow, right? Looks pretty cool. I mean, I put it a tree in the middle of it on purpose. I mean, maybe eventually we cut it down, but I don't know. I kind of like the idea of there being a tree and some of the ground sunk and the water kind of swallowed the tree up a little bit, but it's still thriving. I don't know. Probably unrealistic, but there are, I know for, at least from that tree, it's probably unrealistic, but I know there are 100% places in the south of the United States that have trees growing in the water and flourishing down there. What is this thing? Is that piece? Is that an actual stump? It's a stump. Okay. I thought maybe it was just a wedge that I somehow chopped off and missed. And I eventually, like we just were looking at, we will get something that's better to utilize than just a winch to push those into the selling point. We will. We'll get a fork or we'll get something. But right now this is working fine, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Especially when we're low on funds. Because what we're going to be getting ready to do with the coffee, we've got to get a water tank of some sort. There are some that are kind of cheaper. I'm not going to go crazy crazy unrealistic, I guess is what I should say. I really don't like doing that in any of my series. Sometimes it just kind of gets to be at that point, but if I can help it and it's possible, I prefer to not do super unrealistic stuff. There's certainly going to be some no matter what you do, but alright, perfect. 3,045 bucks out of that. I love it. Raise that up. Now, I don't know exactly where it's going to let me put the coffee at. I think the biggest problem we're going to have with the coffee is that I'm probably going to have to find some spot that has no... Well, unless it doesn't... Well, I don't know. I'm going to find somewhere that doesn't have a stump, right? Because it's probably not going to let me put it down if there's a stump. It's going to say something's in the way. So, we probably could rent the skid steer at this point and still put it down. But let me go off camera for a minute. Let me see what I can get done. All right, gang, I got it in. Our coffee is in. The coffee house big is what it's called. It just takes water. That's all it takes. So it's going to be very easy for us to manage and keep going. So let's go ahead and turn that on. We got to put some water in there. The nice thing is we have water right here, readily available. That's why we put the pond in, right? That's what I said. So we can go in here, pick it up, and bring it right here and drop it off. It's going to be great. Now, the pallets should spawn somewhere in here, I think, which is right by our road. So that's going to be easy to put them on a trailer or anything, or if we need to move them with a skid steer or forklift or whatever it may be, we can easily move it. So there it is. That's our new production here, gang. So to finish off here, I guess what we'll do is we'll look and see what we can find as far as water goes, right? Not animal transport. There's got to be, well, there's one right there for 3,000. 2,000 liters. Still would like to go something a little bit cheaper. Probably one we've utilized in a previous playthrough at some point. 10,000 liters for that guy. That's not too bad for 2,500. Those are super unrealistic. Well, well, I guess they both really are. Yeah, they're both super unrealistic. We're not going to do that. That one's probably pushing the limit of unrealistic. What about miscellaneous? Anything in here? Here we go. This is a little bit more realistic here, right? 3,500 liters. 5,000 liters. Anything else? There's a big one. There's the 3,000 one again. Okay, I've used this one before for 3,000 liters, 1,200. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this one, I think. Not that one. This one. Cost money to change it. We're leaving it at green. Let's do it. We're going to do this one. Let's do it. Alright, let's go pick that up. And, put some water into our coffee, get the coffee going. And that'll probably be the end of this episode. I'll see you once we get the water tank. Alright, we got it back here, gang. Let's fill this up. I hope it works. I haven't really tested it. It does. Perfect. I was kind of concerned that maybe it wouldn't work, you know, because I'm forcing water to be put in on the map, so you never know, right? You never know if that's going to work or not. I hope this can pull it out. That's the other issue, right? Hope the Gator can actually pull it. I've had issues before where the Gator was unable to pull certain tanks. They were too heavy. This one seems to be doing it. It's a little slow, but it seems to work. It's a big tank, man. Look how big that tank is. That thing's huge. I don't think it's that actually, when you see how large this tank is, I don't think it's actually unrealistic that it would hold 10,000 liters. It might more, maybe in real life might be more like 8, maybe, but 10,000 doesn't seem that out of reach based off of the size of that. It really doesn't. All right, let's see. We're making coffee already. We already got 2 liters of coffee pods. How much water does it take? A lot of water. It takes a lot of water. All right, let me run a few trips back and forth here, filling this up, and then we'll see you when it's full. All right, gang, this should just about fill it up. We are able to go inside and take a look at it. I wasn't really wanting to do it, but I just was kind of looking around, checking everything out, and I found the door, and you can go through and actually take a look at the coffee being grown. So let's go ahead and do that. You can see I already opened it up, but there you go. There's your coffee, and there's some on the other side, obviously, too. You can see through the fence, but yeah, there are a few little, you know, tree branches in the way, but we'll gloss over that, right? We'll gloss over that. But yeah, that's it, gang. And we've got this little thing here, which I don't know if I can get into or not. No, it's just for looks. But there you go. We've got coffee growing, gang. How awesome is that? We now have charcoal and we have coffee. 2 things that I have never done and I have not seen very many people do either. So I think that's a great addition to our farm here. That was a little awkward there, but I think this is great additions to our farm here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free, helps me a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, make sure you let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Subscribe to my other channels. Links are down below in the description. And until next time, I will see each and every single one of you in the next episode.